reply.
An emergency.
Rude to
Homework
a conversation, like a break, or practical.
is important.
Typically when I get a text, I respond immediately just because I feel it go off and I have it right here in my hand. So I tend to just, no matter where I am with friends or walking, I'll text and walk or text and talk.
Until I'm free to reply to my texts or when I'm not that busy.
Get a text, usually I'll wait until I'm free before I text back because most of the times I don't really use texting that much.
I personally actually drop everything and go to my cell phone immediately, mostly depending on the situation.
I wait until I'm free, definitely, because I don't want to interrupt if I'm in the middle of something.
I try not to text in class very much, just because it's hard for me to text and focus at the same time, but texting while doing homework is definitely a must. It helps me keep focused on the homework and gives me like a break and something to do in between reading.
If you're doing something that requires your attention, then you definitely shouldn't be texting. Like if you're in an important lecture or if you really have to be studying, your attention can't be elsewhere, so that probably wouldn't be appropriate.
Generally, I think texting in class is quite rude to the professor or the teacher or whoever who's teaching you because it shows that you're not paying attention and you're not interested in the subject matter that your teacher is teaching you. But I guess if emergency arises, it will be perfectly fine for you to use it.
I actually believe texting while doing work or in class isn't very acceptable because people just use it as an excuse to procrastinate further than they need to.
Acceptable if you're in the middle of class, but I think definitely during homework, as long as you're focused on what you're doing and you want to take a little break, it's really not a problem.
Wait, hold on. Okay. The main reason I would text somebody is if I would want to figure out their plans for the day, what they're doing, where they are, just some really, basic questions.
I would usually just text someone to just casually say something or catch up with them. Or, if I want to have a real conversation with someone, I'd call them or meet up with them in person. But texting, I guess, is a good way to just get a quick message across.
Main reason I would text someone is usually for practical reasons such as having lunch or dinner or just hanging out.
I'm not the type of person that focuses on texting very much, but if I had a reason to text someone, it would most likely be in an emergency.
If I'm just trying to get in contact with them, see if they want to hang out, or I always also text people if I miss an assignment, if I need to figure out what the homework is. Usually just, I'd rather text someone than call someone if I need to find something out.
A time where it was easier for me to text rather than to call or ask in person, typically when I would want to stay out late or have somebody over, I would just text my mom, hey, can so-and-so come over, or can I go out? Because that was a lot easier than trying to call her and convince her, whereas a text, she either had to say yes or no right away.
Really, text anyone, something I wouldn't tell them in person.
Not a very verbal person, so texting really helps sometimes when you want to say something that's really difficult but you don't know how to put it in words, in speech. So texting gives you the time for you to ponder over what you're going to say, and it makes situations less complicated or confusing, but at the same time it could do the opposite.
Never.
I can say that I usually don't text people for serious things. If something's important, then I would definitely do it in person. I can proudly say that I've never broken up with someone over a text.
outright lied, but sometimes I have exaggerated. Times that it's really easy to lie over a text is if someone asks just, oh, how are you? Or how's your day? You can just say, oh, I'm fine, instead of, going into all the details or really telling them how you feel.
For text, it's a lot easier to lie or exaggerate about something that you're talking about, only because you're not talking to someone face to face or you can't hear their voice. And you don't have to reply immediately, so you can really edit what you're saying. So, yeah, I guess I have done it, and I guess we're all guilty of doing it if we're regular texters.
I don't think I've ever lied over text, but exaggerated probably because it's easy to hide your emotions over text, and you can just use emoticons to convey your emotions.
No.
I've lied to someone over text. Probably just small white lies. I don't think anything significant has ever really happened over text.